boxing fans here with Kenny. Kenny, we're here at Alexandra Palace, first of all. Good seeing you, man. It's I know you're busy with the boxing stuff and you're busy just being a big guy on YouTube, but it's good to see our events just coming to support the boxers.
Yeah, obviously I'm here to see Adam Azim fight and George Mitchell fight. I train with George actually, he's an absolute monster, so I can't wait to see him perform. And obviously I've seen Adam Azim through social media as well, we've been contacting back and forth, so I hope to train with him some point as well. Before
I talk about the boxing, everything else, I want to talk about yourself first of all. How's boxing treating you? I know you've just fought, and I know you have, your guys on the bid, Scott, have a bit of a joke with you about one of your first fights, about the robbery. But just talk to me about boxing, man. How's it treated you and how much more are you pursuing of this?
Yeah, so I'm looking to take it all the way as far as I can. Thank God we got rid of the rigged robbery joke. My last fight, stoppage in the first round, which is obviously I'm grateful for. I'm a bit annoyed because I wanted to showcase more because I have a lot in my locker, but anything can happen in boxing, so I hit him with a good shot and I stopped him.
Talk to me. Are you a boxing fan? Do you watch boxing generally? What's the situation like with yourself?
Yeah, of course. I watch a lot of boxing. I watched the Dillian Whyte fight yesterday, which was really good. A lot of people said it was a robbery, but personally, I thought Dillian just about nabbed that. It was definitely a good fight, and I can't wait to see him fight again. I think he might be fighting Anthony Joshua actually next year, right?
Crazy if that is the case, and there's been a lot of talk. I've asked Eddie Hearn throughout the time over the last couple of months. It looks like that's going to be the fight. AJ was there yesterday, so only.
Yeah. He was there watching. He was just there, like watching who he could potentially be fighting next. So yeah, he could tell he was about to go into fight mode for his next camp.
Yeah, I think it's a good fight for both people. AJ's coming off a loss, Dillian's coming off a performance that might have not been his best, so it's got a lot of question marks. When there's a lot of question marks, there's a lot of eyes on the fight, so it's going to be good. I want to ask you, when you're out next, when are we going to see you back in the ring?
So I'm fighting next in, can I even say? Hang on, let me think. Yeah, I'm fighting either January or Feb. It will be announced soon.
Cool. And is that here or abroad?
I think it will be in the UK. Hopefully, yeah. Should be.
I do want to talk about sort of the madness that happened out with KSI and Dillon Danis. Yeah. What did you make of that? Because it was crazy. We've seen the videos. It was a proper kickoff. Yeah, what did you make of all of that?
You know what? It's always weird, like being there, because you usually see all these fights happen online on social media, but to actually be there, it was like, what the fuck? This is actually happening. So I saw that happening. Obviously, they're setting up, for the fight that's going to be happening in January. I think KSI easily wins that. KSI is active. He essentially is a boxer. Dillian Whyte, he hasn't fought in 3 years. He's inactive, and he's not really a boxer. What is he? An MMA grappler? So I think KSI wins that.
What do you make of Jake Paul as well? Obviously, fought out against Anderson Silva last time, making a name for himself. Look, he came into the boxing scene, and we didn't think he'd last this long. He's promoting. He's got very good fighters on his promotional stable. He seems to be there and doing quite a bit.
Yeah, he's doing well in boxing. Obviously, there's a lot of stigma around his name. People don't like him in boxing, but he brings a lot of eyes, and he can actually box. His last fight, even though he was fighting a retired MMA fighter, it showed that he can box. Personally, I thought he showed a lot of boxing skills in that fight, and I think he should be impressed with that performance. That's his best performance to date. He wasn't gassing out like he did in his other fights. It was good. It was good.
I didn't think the YouTube scene would get to this stage, but we've got Logan Paul who fought Floyd Mayweather. Only the other couple of weeks ago, Deji fought Floyd Mayweather. Yeah. It's getting to a point where there's a lot of eyes because there's a lot of fighters that want to get involved into the sport. Yeah. Is it a good place to be there right now?
What, this influencer boxing? Yeah, boxing. Of course, because there's so much space for anyone to get involved. There's so much opportunity, there's so many fighters. And what I love about Misfits boxing is even if you take an L, you can bounce back, rebuild yourself. It's really a space for everyone to fight in.
Kenny, I'm going to ask you 2 more questions before I let you go. And I just want your boxing head on, to be honest. We spoke about Anthony Joshua, Dillian Whyte just now. Providing they step into the ring, we're hearing possibly February. If they do step into the ring in February, what happens in that fight? Anthony
Joshua by stoppage. Yeah. And not only because he's my Nigerian Watford brother, but because Anthony's going to be hungrier than ever before to finish him. And the last time they fought, he finished him, right? So yeah, Anthony Joshua wins. It will be a good fight. It will be a scrap. It will be a brawl because them two obviously have history. You know what? Fights with history, sometimes it can get into a brawl, a bit of a scrap. But Anthony Joshua, I think he wins.
And a final one. Obviously, you watched a bit of boxing. One of the leading guys in America, Gervonta Tank Davis, is fighting Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia has made a huge name on the social media platforms, but is one of the greatest fighters in that division. Talk to me about that, man. How does that fight play out?
I'm so glad it's finally happening. They've just been going back and forth, back and forth. You never even know. It might not even happen. You know what I mean? But they've officially announced it. So they both better win their next. I think Tank's fighting soon, yeah. So he better win that, which he will, and then it will, build up for the fight between him and Ryan Garcia. And I think Tank wins by stoppage. Yeah. He's very. Ryan is good, but Tank, that power, man. I don't know. I think Tank. Yeah, Tank gets it. He stops him. I
spoke to Amir Khan saw my show yesterday, and he said the same thing. He said, I think Tank's going to be the face of the US scene, and he believes that's going to be the case. Kenny, listen, it's a pleasure. I dragged you away from your mates, and I know you want to watch the boxing here at the Ali Pali. So thank you very much for talking to pro boxing fans, and mate, hopefully we get to see you soon, and we'll see you in January when you're out, mate.
Thank you, bro. I'll see you soon.